Hey everyone, hope you all had a great weekend. Thanks for joining me on December 11th. And as always, we are not financial advisors, and everything you see on here is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's get started with BTC. And we had such a big drop last night. It's actually pretty interesting and scary at the same time, because we talked about how back here was our top, and we would technically go sideways for a while, maybe a little push up, and then come back down. And my biggest thing is, does this drop considered to be this area? But it would be playing out too soon. Everything else like played out, ended respectable times. So that's the thing that's kind of confusing, is this played out here, which was this first part. Oops. This part here, and then the second one, also had a respectable size, which was this part as well. So this technically should be the same thing. Well, we should go sideways for a while. I didn't expect it to drop sooner. And there's a good chance we could push all the way back up. I posted this last night. I was like, if we can get back into this zone here, then it's still considered sideways. It's just gonna be one of those like little flukes, kind of like here, right? These are like the little flukes. How we talked about, like, this is technically sideways. We had two different flukes here, so that's what this could be if we can come back up. A lot of the alts already have retraced. Well, not XRP, but like HBAR retraced a big amount. So did Rose, Shiba. Shiba's still above its top trend line, so it's still a good sign. Like this will be considered sideways, and then that next candle, like, it will push back up. Same thing with Doge. So like, see how it can be considered kind of sideways movement. This came almost down to the bottom trend. Yeah, bottom trend. Atlas though, it's dropping a little bit. FRA is actually having a good day today, but again, this thing probably, it's a low cap coin, so it tends to like go the opposite with the market. Velo's the only one that has a retrace, but that's normal at low cap. Go back up here. So again, like I mentioned last night, it's all gonna depend on how far we retrace. If we can come back up to this like sideways area, then we'll be good. It was just a fluke, and we'll continue to go sideways. But this would be like a good sign to say, hey, you know what? Somebody with big money got out, like, right? Somebody dumped out all their cryptos or something like that. This could also be maybe that FTX. They sold a little bit. They're gonna be selling every so often or whatever. I doubt it on a Sunday. Those people should be not like off or whatever. But I mean, it's a good sign of let you know, like, hey, depending on where it closed, right? It's a good sign of like, hey, you know what? We're halfway through. This is where it needs to push back up and do that little spike that we have over here, and then continue to go sideways, and then it's time to get out, right? Remember, I mentioned how I thought maybe for another like 2, 3, 4 days we would go sideways, and then we would have to get out if you wanted to take profit, because it could dump all the way back down for like another 2, 3, 4 months. From where it needs to drop back down to the very bottom, 100 days. So like 4 months of going down, and that would line up with being at the bottom near the halving. So that works out perfectly there. So the big question today is going to be, where do we close on this candle? Because like I mentioned, if it comes back up, then it's going to be just considered sideways noise. And right now it's been slowly kind of just going up, kind of like sideways. We have a group candle. It dropped down. I want to say this is like 55%, so it's not the 60% that it needs to retrace. So it's guaranteed it has to come back down, because it retraced back up so much. So it's not guaranteed we have to come back down here. And if anything, this thing has a gap, so it has to come back up there. But like, see, everybody didn't retrace the 60%, so it's not a ton of like, oh, we have to come back up there. So this drop could have been a fluke, and hopefully it is, because again, we want to be able to go sideways, recover a little bit, and then for those that want to take profits, get out, and then they can buy it back once we drop back down to the 34. But as you can see, like, even though it pushed up, that one little drop right there was enough to scare the whole market, right? So hopefully it can retrace enough, go sideways, and then we can take for those that want to take profit, take your profits. Remember, for us, we're going to DCA every time it drops, right? We're not going to wait for it to go all the way back down to this. We'll DCA on, every single dip. Let's see. And as far as, let's see the other coins. I don't want to make the video too big either. Did these guys get affected by it? Not really. But I do still see it coming back to this bottom channel. There's like, you know, upward channel that it's having. What's the other one? Palm. Yeah. So a lot of times these coins get unaffected with what's going on with you know, the rest of the market. But it does seem to come back down to be going back to the second arrow target, which is like the 0.2053. So little by little that one's coming back down. Let's see. As far as everything else, yeah, we just have to wait to see where Bitcoin closes to see if it's just a fluke and it's just sideways. No, it's kind of like how this pump and then this drop were. You know, we didn't count this and we didn't count this either because a big drop, but then it come right back up. So hopefully we can push right back up and continue to go sideways. Let it even push up. Remember how we talked about how it would be like a V up, like up and then a down, then kind of sideways and then start to push down. Like we wanted something like that. We wanted to like push back up, get everybody excited, go sideways for like 2-3 more days, and then, you know, eventually start taking profits. But this right here is a good time to let you know, like, hey, like I mentioned last night, you might want to start moving your coins, if you wanted to take profit, moving your coins over to the exchange and have them ready, you know, or if not, move them back to your wallet. Because again, you don't want to keep you never want to keep your money on an exchange. Always move it to your wallet. But that'll be it for today. And again, we'll keep you guys updated as the day goes on. So I'll see everybody in the Discord.